Hello, you guys. This is Renee, your San Francisco Bay gardener, coming to you with a decision. I have decided to let these tomatoes go. At least I'm going to let the bigger ones go. I still have to think about the cherry tomatoes, but these big ones, they're not producing large tomatoes. They're all coming out very small, and they have mildew on them. They're getting crinkly. So and they're taking up room. So I'm gonna let them go and see what else we can put in these spaces. All right. I'll check back in with you when I have taken them down. Well, I'll do the harvest first, and then I'll show you what it looks like after the takedown. Okay, I'm back. This is my haul for today in tomatoes. I got the last of the big Cherokee purple tomatoes. This one hasn't ripened yet, but it rained today and these things split really easy, so I don't want to leave it on the vine. This one is real little. This is what I'm getting now, real little, and they're ripening like that. So I took off the green tomatoes. This is an early girl tomato. See, this is a little bit bigger than a cherry tomato. They're all getting like this, so I think I'm gonna let them go. But I got a lot of cherry tomatoes still, and they're still flowering. That plant is looking worse than the bigger ones. This is the early girl, and there's still some green parts to this plant. But look at this thing. This has a few flowers on it, but it's looking bad. So, but even though it's looking bad, it still has a lot of tomatoes on it. Oh no, it's spindly. I hate to do it, but I think I'm gonna let it go. Let them go. All right. I'm gonna stop here, and probably what you'll see next is the next day. Okay. Okay, you guys, it is about noontime, 3 days later, and this is my garden without the 3 tomato plants. And I'm telling you, I'm sort of depressed. Took all I had to take down those tomatoes, but I feel better because I don't have to look at all that mildew that was on the stems of the plants. So all I'm left with is a bunch of basil, some onions that probably need to come out, my yellow pepper, which is still producing peppers, and my strawberries that I've had to put a tent over because of Pookie. I'm still getting strawberries there. I have to figure out where to put these strawberries next year because they cannot stay here. And I also have a couple of garlic chive plants. And I found a slug in one of these garlic chives. So I think that's a good place for them to hide. I'm going to have to, I don't know, take them out or spray them. I don't know. They're supposed to be good deterrents, but I don't know. Here are my, I don't know whether you can see in my two little collard plants that I transplanted. The one little collard stick seems to be coming back. This one right here is being eaten up. I want to plant collards, but I'm not sure I want to plant it here in this raised bed because they just seem to be slug food if I put them in here. So I had to figure out what I'm going to do. I also forgot to let you look at this grapevine. It's beginning to turn brown, getting crusty around the edges. So it will probably be time to cut it back in a few weeks. Sorry about the shadow. My flower garden is giving me a little hope. A little, raises my spirit a little bit. These are this is the hollyhock plant that started blooming. Those red buds are hollyhocks. Everything else is looking pretty good. Oh, this hollyhock here never did bloom. I don't know whether it's because it's not getting enough light or what. And the snapdragons over there are so pretty. I had to cut back the yarrow. It was all over the place hanging, and I wanted to let these other plants get some light because they were absolutely getting none. So maybe they'll bounce back a little bit. But let me see, I don't know how long they're gonna bloom, but we'll see. My borage isn't looking too good. And again, I think that was because the yarrow was overshadowing it. And here's my little rose bush. This is the third place I placed it. It just doesn't like any place around here. I'm going to see what I can do. If anybody has suggestions on where to plant a little rose bush like this and what do these yellow leaves mean in a rose, I'd appreciate it because I have fertilized it, but nothing seems to work. The zinnias are looking pretty good, but the rest of this raised bed here is going out. The pincushion plants are looking pretty bad. I'm going to have to deadhead them, but the butterflies like them. The seeds, probably. And this brown-eyed Susan, all the flowers are off of them. I have to cut that back. This blue bush here is so pretty. I think that might be a salvia, but I'm not sure. With the echinacea and the yarrow there. And I just planted these mums yesterday. We'll see if they do anything. But they were 2 for $6 at Ace Hardware, so I decided I'd take a chance. And mums are perennial here, so even if I don't get much of a showing, they will still come back next year for me. Still haven't cut these tree collards back, and I'm glad I didn't because I thought it was coming down with a cold the other day, so I harvested some collards and they were good. It turned out it wasn't a cold though. It was probably a reaction from all the smoke that we're getting from the Northern California fires and Oregon fires. So, and because of that, our weather hasn't been what I thought it was going to be. Thought it was going to be much hotter than it is. But, you know, today is a pretty day, but the week started off pretty overcast. And this table here, I'm going to start calling it Tobacco Row because, again, it's places where the plants die or grow. They're they don't get a lot of attention. I should have taken these purple hull peas out a long time ago because they never did do anything. They're diseased. I'm not sure whether I can plant anything else inside that bag for a while if the plant is diseased. I'm gonna, I want to take it out, but I wonder if I should put any other plant in there after it. And these lettuce plants are doing okay, but it's funny. I put a covering on there to keep the moths out, and this one here is still getting holes in it. This one. This is the one with the organic dirt, and I ran out of that, so I had to get the dirt that has all the chemicals and fertilizers in it. I don't see too many holes in there, and this thing is growing, so it's just interesting, the difference. My onions are still pretty. I'm going to start planting some more of those. These two peppers are not doing anything else. I did get some peppers out of them, but I think they've had it. Oh, no. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but let me see. It looks to be a couple of buds coming out. Maybe I'll give it a little bit more time. This one is a pepper, red pepper, but I think they come out green first. It's getting buds on it. This pepper here has had it. That's my jalapeno pepper. I got one jalapeno pepper off of it, and then it just fizzled out. More black-eyed peas, got nothing. My collard plants over here, they are, I don't know whether you could see it. They're just being food for whatever comes along. I'm gonna get rid of them. My little Coleus plant here did okay. If I deadheaded it, took out some of these dry pieces, it probably would have done better. Okay. These are my two sweet potato plants. You guys, I got cheated. I knew it was going to be, foolhardy to plant them, but I thought I would have more time before the nighttime temperatures got down to below 55. I thought I had until November, but then I looked at an update on the weather and it says we're going to be down to 55 this week and next week. So I don't think these sweet potatoes have a chance. If they grow, maybe I can use them as a ground cover or something. I don't know. But I doubt I'll get any potatoes. Now look at my red potatoes here. They're really shooting up. It's a pretty plant. And these old potatoes here, I think one of them is ready to harvest. I've forgotten how long it's been in there. The reason why I don't know is because I'll keep getting these volunteers and they just shoot up whenever they want to, and I don't keep a record of when I see them, so I just keep getting volunteer potatoes everywhere. There's a potato vine off in the flower bed. And interesting enough, I was clearing out one of these bags and I got baby carrots in there. Well, anyway, here are my corn stalks. And they're beginning to get tassels on them. I don't know whether you can see that or not. Hopefully I'll be getting some corn, a few stalks anyway. Enough to let my granddaughter see how corn grows, as this was her project. I got 2 corn stalks. I don't know, hope you can see that, where you see the tassels. And these are, let's see, zucchini. I don't think they're gonna make it. They're not putting in that much growth. I think I'm gonna have to pull those. Oh, and my ground cherries. I got two little ground cherries to harvest. They're not doing too good. And my okra just looking bad. I don't know, as soon as I get a flower or a bud, they just fall off. And I don't know whether that's from too much water, too little water, whether it's too cold. I do have a couple of pieces of okra right there. Hopefully they won't fall off before I can harvest them. It's got a pretty flower there. So I keep forgetting about this parsley that I have growing underneath this table. I'm thinking about moving it over to where I have all the other spices or herbs. I just never have time for it. And this is the kale I tried to grow. You guys, I don't like kale. I tasted this stuff and I immediately stopped watering it because I hate it. So I just need to pull this. I never did get around to cutting back this lavender bush, and now it's started to bloom again. I just don't have the heart to cut it. So I'll ask my gardener and see what he says, whether he would cut it back or not. That little stick there, I don't know whether you can see it or not. That's my cilantro that's turned to coriander. Those white seeds in the back. This is that marjoram that I planted. It's looking okay. And rosemary, my mint, I should have cut that back. I need to cut it back some more. Oregano is still going to seed or flowering. Need to cut that back. This mint needs to be cut. Let me see. That needs to be cut. My sage, my sage plant is looking pretty good. And this is another rosemary plant. This yarrow looks like it needs some water. And Mexican tarragon is looking okay. It looks like it needs some water though. And that stuff is really good in hot chocolate. It just has a really nice flavor to it. But I don't know what else people use tarragon for. So I tried to show you what's going on in this garden. Some things are looking okay, other things are terrible. They're on their way out. Here's my Dollar Tree stacking pots. They look pretty good, but some of it is dying. I like the chamomile. And another strawberry plant here. And this is Sweet William here. Never have gotten a bloom on them. I need to probably take that out. And I have a few nasturtiums growing in there. And this pot right here, these pots were, uh-oh, I have a bee on my, there was a bee on the phone. I ignored these pots for so long, and it's a miracle that they came back at all. Same thing with this strawberry plant. I didn't do anything to them, but they're coming back. So sometimes you just get tired. You can't get to everything. So that's it for this week, you guys. I just wanted to show you my calla lily plant here. For a couple of months, this thing didn't do anything. But when I put these Dollar Tree fake flowers in there, it just started blooming. I think that it needed some shade. And that's what the fake plants provided. So can't wait to see it start blooming a flower. Okay. And here's our lemon tree. This thing is real old. We don't do anything to it. All right, I hope that as your garden is winding down, you can see the good and not just the bad parts. And appreciate, what you have. Enjoy your garden, you guys. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.